First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the name who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashim means in the name, Rakah means spirit, Kodash means holy, and it's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me his truth. Today I wanted to make a quick video and going over how Esau is getting exposed, right? Esau, Edom, right? Their true identity of the so-called white people, it's being exposed, all the wickedness and evil that they're doing, okay? And I wanted to bring out this video going into that incident that occurred in Maui because there's more and more and more and more information coming out that wasn't natural, right? That was Esau over here, right? The government, the people up top using their military weapons, right? The do. And it's just more and more apparent the more information comes out. And it's all prophetic. Okay, we're going to get into that. But first, I'm going to play this video. It's a 7-minute video, but I'm going to put it on 1.5. And I'm just going to run through it real quick. Let's get that.
Hey everybody, Professor Doom here. And so the question now becomes, has indeed a case been unequivocally made for a DEW being used in Lahaina? Here's what's an interesting question that came up back in October of 2022 about celebrities in Maui painting their homes not only the color blue, but the exact same shade of blue. Oh, that was the question that came up, the exact same shade, which is very interesting if true. Because something you need to know about laser or DEWs when it comes to a very specific shade of blue, which we're going to take a look at. Now, that's the question that came up October. Now let's take a look at some evidence about these energy rays being used and what effect they have on the color spectrum and which color spectrum are not affected by these energy rays. Let's take a look at that.
Umbrellas and trees untouched. So this is what we're going to go after. These umbrellas right here. Got all the devastation right next to it, but we got these umbrellas and these trees. The trees we can justify. We can say, they're tall. People can make up all these excuses in their mind on how these two fit the equation. What you can't make an excuse for is the umbrellas. So are those really umbrellas? I mean, they look like umbrellas. I found a video of someone flying a drone over there. Check it out. So there it is, guys. There's the umbrellas. There's the close-up. Those are umbrellas. So here's a question. How could those umbrellas not be burned? Literally, how could these umbrellas not be burned?
And just pausing it real quick, right? They're going to go into how it's pretty much of the laser, right? It's the same color, okay? And that laser is made so anything that's blue, right, it's not going to affect how you see this video right here. So these celebrities, they knew in advance, right? They all knew. And there's another video going into how there's a clear division line of all the destruction, but nothing touched the elites, right? The rich people's houses, right? The grass was still green on the other side. So there's just more and more information coming out showing that this was clearly fabricated, right? And it's very clear, right? Let's keep watching.
That's a very specific blue. Royal blue. Mother Mary blue.
Blue, Lahaina burning down. lot of things that are blue, for some reason, stood the test of the fire. The blue boat was the boat that survived. You got this blue car, and these homes had blue in it. I mean, it gets weird. This is the home from Hurricane Dora that survived, and the owner name was Dora. Got a little blue car right there. You'll see a lot of this blue imagery. This is what's interesting. There's this laser, and it only catches fire to other colors, but not blue. So I had to look it up, and it's because it's a blue laser. It's a blue laser, and that's why it didn't burn the blue. First, you got this little turquoise type blue house, but here's another blue house. This one's painted blue. This is blue, and it survived. Here alone, you can see the blue and red, but you can see a lot of different blue that survived. Right here, blue survived it. The cloth, the boat that survived in the ocean, and these are all just the mainstream articles showing us. The boat was blue. The car that survived, right, it's still blue. And I mean, this is what they showed in the mainstream news. And shout out to my friend, Dana. She pointed this out. This is pattern recognition. And all the people that they show after the devastation are wearing blue. This is where it got weird, and it kind of took a turn for me, where I'm like, there's some type of color symbolism happening here. This fire right here, this blue, survived it. Cut it off from the blue. Right here where the 47 trunk banyan tree survived. You got this like little blue house, restroom that survived. Here's ABC News. The guy in the blue. This girl cleaning is wearing the blue. Good Morning America. This guy's wearing the blue. Just weird. Symbolism. Burnt, but this guy's carrying something blue. So everybody that they're showing in these pictures are wearing blue. So some sort of code. It's some sort of, I don't know what it is. This house, they were showing this in CNN, the blue house over the fire, the sugar cane, this guy looking at it wearing the blue. I mean, it goes on and on. This guy, New York Times, he's wearing the blue. This guy laying down on the blue chair. It does go into the color spectrum, as we did a video on the purple lights, the purple blue lights that are popping up everywhere. The blue light, you got a Blu-ray disc, because the blue holds the most information through this light spectrum. And we've covered the optogenetics, how certain lights can put you under mind control. But the color blue is used in a lot of elite logos because it makes you trust. It's, I trust you, in a sense. Politicians usually wear blue suits, so you will trust them. You always see politicians wearing a blue.
Okay. Now he's just going off on things, honestly, I don't really know about. Right? I don't know how credible those things are. But the point is that these devils are getting exposed for their actions, right? And ultimately, that's all prophetic. Let's get to that. Let's start at Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7. Actually, 2 Thessalonians 2. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. And it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Okay, so it's telling you the end days, right? When Yahushua comes back, is not going to come until the Son of Man, right? The son of perdition, the son of sin gets revealed. That's happening right now as we see it, right? That son of perdition is Esau, right? The Edomites, that lineage. Those people are the wicked, as it goes into Malachi, right? The border of wickedness. Okay, and they're being revealed day by day, right? Their lies, their deception, okay? What they're doing in the back, and ultimately how they want to bring in the image of the beast, which is the New World Order, okay? And we see the train tracks being laid out, right? We see the plan, and hey, in the distance, we see the train coming, right? We see everything coming to full effect, and ultimately everything's been written that's going to come to pass. And as it says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." Okay? And ultimately, that's exactly what these people do, right? Up top, the illuminated ones, right? As it goes into, right? The elites of this world that have all the power, they believe that they are God, right? That's why they're going to come down with the MOTB, with the chip, because they want to have that full power, the full control to tell people what they can say, right? Tell people where they can go, what they can do with their lives. Okay, that's pretty much exalting yourself to be as God. Okay, and they say that if anyone gets in their way, they're going to get destroyed, right? They're going to get destroyed. And right now they have the power and the means to do that. They have the technological advancements to do miracles as God, as it says they're going to do, right? They're going to be able, through the chip, to get people that are paraplegic able to walk again. They're going to be able to get people that don't see, blind, able to see again. Okay, so that all ties into that idea of them exalting themselves or acting like God, right? But let's get Isaiah chapter 25 now. This is going to be a quick video. Isaiah chapter 25 and verse 7. And it says, "And he will destroy in this mountain," right? And the mountains in the scriptures refer to governments, right? A mountain is symbolically talking about governments. It says, "And he will destroy in this mountain," right? In this current rulership we're in, "the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations, right? He's going to remove that covering cast, right? That those lies that they've been telling us all these times, or let me rephrase that. He's going to reveal the covering cast, which goes into the lies, right? All the deceive, Salakia, the words are leaving me right now. Pretty much all the lies that we've been taught, hey, it's going to be shown forth, right? People are going to realize what he's truly doing in the background, right? That's what the covering cast is going into, right? Because when you are covering something, right, you're hiding the truth, okay? And that's ultimately what they've done. They put a big covering cast of lies over our people, telling us we're Latinos, right? Telling us we're Native Americans, we're Hispanics, right? We're blacks, okay? These are all covering casts, right? That's a big covering cast that has been thrown upon our people, and ultimately over the entire nation, right? Because they're gonna push these laws and legislations. Okay, they're now coming with that climate change. Okay, talking about how the cows, right? The cows farting and burping, it's making the earth hotter, and so because of that fact, we can't eat any more meat. Right, you have to go plant based. Right, that's that covering cast. Right, because in actuality, they're the ones that are causing the earth to be hotter. Right, by their witchcraft and the technology that they have. Okay, and ultimately that's just a bunch of lies, right, that they're just perpetuating, right? They're using that left-hand energy, the left-hand power. But that's the covering cast is talking about, all the lies we've been told, right? All the people are going to realize, as they're realizing right now, that the government, right, the elite are up to this, right? This is their entire plan. And ultimately all nations are going to come to this realization. That's why, let's actually get that in Jeremiah chapter 51. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon, which is talking about America, hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right? All the nations have drunk of the wine, right? Which the wine goes into philosophy, right? The way of thinking. They've all drunken of that, right? They've been drunken, okay? Because ultimately, the wine and the philosophy, right? That covering cast, hey, it's all wickedness, okay? And as we read, these nations, they're mad, right? They're mad because they realize that, right? It's not to our benefit, right? They've been lying to us the entire time. That covering cast is being revealed, okay? And then he goes on to say, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed, okay? So because of that wine, right, that cup, okay, all these philosophies, lies that Babylon, America has pushed, these nations are going to destroy it, right? All nations, even allies of America, are going to turn and destroy this place with fire. And that's all prophetic. But we see that slowly coming to pass, right? Seeing these nations getting roused up, right? Realizing all the lies they've been told. Realizing that, hey, this world is going to shit because of these people, okay? And what do? Right? What does a doctor do when they're out here performing surgery? Okay, they remove the root of the problem. Okay, so everyone's going to say, hey, these people are destroying our families. They're destroying the food. They're destroying the water. They're bringing all these diseases upon us. Okay, let's just get rid of them, and that's going to solve our problem, right? And that's all part of the lies and the deceptions coming to light. But let's get a couple more scriptures and finish this off. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? Main device we were looking at. Okay, the directed energy weapon, which they used over there in Maui. Okay, that's being shown forth what's really going on. Right? One of his devices. Okay, and ultimately, I was going to bring this out in another lesson. I'll make that, Lord willing, tomorrow. But we're seeing that resurgence come back to way. Right? We're seeing the resurgence come back. And ultimately, this is all concocted, and it's planned, right? They make these variants up, and they release them, right? That's part of the devices he has And part of the lesson today is that that's being revealed, right? People are catching on to, damn, everything they did in 2020 was to no effect, right? The masks, they didn't do anything, and that's been proven, okay? They were coming out here saying that if you get the juice, it's gonna limit the transportation of someone else getting it, and that came out also showing that it was false, right? That's not true. So a lot of people, they've caught on to the fact that this is all controlled, and they've been told lies, right? Through fear, people did what they had to do, right? They were on this illusion of, hey, I had to do it because my job, right? But fuck your job, man. Yahweh Shai has you covered, right? You have to have faith. That's ultimately what it comes down to, okay? But this is all the devices, and the point is that people are waking up, right? They're waking up to the truth of what's really going on. Let's get one more scripture. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 7. It says, the instruments also of the churl are evil. Okay, and I searched up that word churl, and it goes into an impolite, a mean-spirited person, right? And that's talking about the wicked. And then it goes on to say, a person of low birth, a peasant. Okay, that's beautiful, right? That's beautiful. Because, hey, who does that tie into? Let's get that now, right? Let's get that. This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person, as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, right? Birthright. And Esau, right, his name was later changed to Edom. Esau is Edom. And that's going into the Edomites, which the Edomites today are the so-called white people, those in rulership here in 2023, right? Saying that there's not any other person more profane. Okay, let's look into that word and see what it says. Because when you put it together, it all points to a very beautiful picture. Profane, right? Relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical. Okay? Pretty much means outside of the temple, not respectful at all. Treat something sacred with irreverence or disrespect. Okay? So pretty much, right, outside the temple, not sacred. So pretty much, let's see if I can get any more definitions. Not concerned with religion or religious purposes. And I heard a quote one time saying that the only thing that changes a man from an animal is that a man follows the law, right? We have law, statutes, and commandments to follow, right? The animal is just going based on pure instinct, right? Based on pure carnality, right? Just thinking about how to survive, okay? Doesn't have anything to go by, okay? And the reason I brought that out is pretty much that's what profane goes into, right? Not having any type of religion, religious purpose, religious guidance. And that's what it's referring Esau to pretty much being like a dog, right? Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, right? Because Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, which Jacob's name was later changed to Israel, which are the Israelites, because Esau at first had the birthright, had all the blessings and the law, but he sold it to Jacob for a piece of meat. So that's what it's going into, right? The background, the history. But I brought this out because, hey, what did it say in Isaiah chapter 25? Or no, it was Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 7. Right? What did it say there? It said, the instruments also of the churl are evil. Okay? And what do we read over here? Churl, a peasant, a person of low birth, a peasant. Okay? It's all talking about that same man, right? The wicked of the earth, a person of low birth, a peasant. Okay? Mean-spirited, impolite. Let's keep going. It says, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Right? Wicked devices. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? All his means to bring that wickedness, as we've been going into. It says, once again, he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, right? Even when the needy speaketh right, okay? So you can be speaking correctly, right? Saying everything is according, or you can be speaking according to the law, right? The law, statutes, and commandments that were given by Yahweh, and he'll tell you, nah, that ain't it, right? That ain't it, okay? And ultimately, that's how he destroys, as we just read, right? Literally reading it verbatim, right? He destroys with lying words, and that goes into his law and legislation. And let's get that real quick. This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25, and it's talking about the same people. It says, and through his policy also shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Okay, but the point is, through his policy, right, his laws and legislations, he's able to make all this wickedness come to pass, okay, through those words, right? But ultimately, this is all coming to pass, right? We're seeing, let me just show this article real quick, right? Through that law, right? We're seeing all his wicked devices coming to pass, okay? We're seeing it all come to pass. That man of sin is being revealed, and it's just a matter of time where till these nations, and they go full chaos on Babylon the Great, right? Completely rebel and destroy this place with fire, okay? But just a quick lesson, right? Quick lesson going into, more importantly, this video, right? And just tying it all together, right, with the scriptures, because everything goes back to the scriptures, right? Everything is based on prophecy. Well, hopefully this is edifying. Now I'm just going on a spiritual rant. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me his truth. Shalom to you, like Shalom.